Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I want to go over Benzinga Pro and how to set up a low float stock scanner. This is going to be for the news feed as well as the signals. So what we're looking at here is just a common workspace when you first pull up Benzinga. You can then add tabs on the left here or here. Once you add the tab, it's going to add it to the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an advanced news feed to look for a specific type of stock or news. We're going to go to the sources. We can see we have a long list of stocks here, and we want to narrow that down a little bit. So we can go to the sources up top. We're going to go to Benzinga Signals, check that box, press, partner links, and the press release. So that's what I have checked on my box. You can check others and experiment, but that's pretty much what I'm looking at. So I have the press release, the partner links, the press, and I have Benzinga Wire and Benzinga Signals. We're going to then go to the screener on the left here. Click on that. And I'm going to look for stocks. For me, I like to stick between $1 and say $25. So we're looking for stocks now. It's going to narrow it down between stocks that have a share price of $1 to $25. Nothing more, nothing less. We're also going to go down here to the share float. So looking for low float stocks that move on high volume is kind of my thing. It's what I trade. So maybe you look for stocks that are over a certain share float, and here you can set 75 million. And if you set 75M or 75 million, it's going to look for stocks only that have 75 million share float or higher. In this case, we're looking for low float stocks. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go over to the maximum, and I'm going to put 75 million. So we'll look for stocks that are between $1 and $25 that have a 75 million float or less. And that's really all we're going to look for. So I'm going to hit done on that. And there we go. So you can see again, just to briefly go over the sources, I have 5 checked here: the press release, partner links, the press, the wire, and the signals. And then if you click on the screener down on the tab here, you can see that I have $1 to $25, and I have the share float up to 75 million. This is a very specific scan. It's broad, but it's specific in searching for low float stocks. So we'll hit done here. You see that we have a list of stocks that came up on the scanner or came up on the screen here. But what we're going to do now is we're going to add a signals page. So I'm going to go over to the left here. I'm going to scroll down on this tab. You can scroll up and down this tab here. And I'm going to go ahead and add a signals page. So that's this one here. You can either choose to open a new window or in a workspace. So I'm going to do it in the workspace. So I'm just going to click on it here. And you can see it open up the signals tab on the right. So you can see we have a mess of tickers on this side. So we're going to narrow this one down as well. So we're going to go to the filters and we're going to add filters. So again, we're going to pair it with this one here. So we're going to look for the share float and we're going to look for the price, which is down here, price previous close. And then we're going to go over here and we can see the share float. I'm going to delete the minimum and I'm going to put the maximum to 75 million. And then the previous close, I don't want to see stocks up to 100. I want to see in between $1 and $25. I believe is what we had set. Let me double check. 1 and 25, yes. Okay. All right. So on the right side, you can see on the signals tab, we now have it narrowed down to stocks showing 75 million share float and $1 to $25 price range. So go back, click the signals at the top. We can see our list. And then I'm going to click this highs here because I want to see stocks that are making highs. So day high series, 52-week high. I'm just going to keep the session high because that's really what I focus on. So, and you can add these tabs if you like looking at stocks that are hitting 52-week highs, or maybe you play stocks that are bouncing off the lows, or so you can add these. You can hit the halt and resume. You can add these to your signals as well. But for this example, we're just going to do the price spike, and we're going to do day highs or session highs. And again, this is narrowed down, so this should pair with this. If we see on the left side that we see in the morning, say it's pre-market, 8:30 in the morning, press release comes out on the left side, and we see, this one for an example, GATO is popped up with a press release and brand new news. But we then see it on the right side hitting session highs. That's where we can pair the two. We can say, okay, well, it does have news, and it is hitting its highs or it's hitting its session highs. So there must be some price action. Now I'm going to show you one more small trick that I focus on when looking at this. So I'll have these two tabs open together that work together, but I'll also have a details page here. So if you go to the left side on the tabs again, you can see details at the top. And again, I'm just going to click on it to open it up in the same workspace. So you can see now we have our advanced news feed on the left, we have our signals in the bottom left, and we have our details page on the right. And the details page, a lot of times I'll just keep it on the chart unless I'm searching for a specific ticker. But you can keep it on the chart, and say I have it on a 5-minute chart. You can then see, if I click on this one on the left, Gatto, on the right, it's going to pull up the chart. You can see if I click on the left on the signals page on KNDI, you can see on the right, it's going to show us that this is the stock. So you can see that it's helpful in finding the chart fast. What I love about this is, for me and my trading, I need volume paired with price action to trade. That's how I day trade. I can't trade with price action alone, and I can't trade with volume alone. If we have a lot of volume but the stock isn't moving, it's just staying still, then it's not for me. And if we have a lot of price action but we have no volume, so say you see the stock go from $3 to $6, but it's only on 1,000 shares purchase, then I can't trade that. For me, I need volume paired with price action, and that's how I day trade. So this will give you a fast check of that volume. So you can see as I scroll over these sticks in the bottom are volume. So as I scroll over each one of these candlesticks, you see on the left-hand side the volume here. You can see here 28,000 shares, 8,000 shares, 9,000 shares. So what this can help with is identifying if there's volume priced with the price or with the price action, paired with price action, excuse me. So when we look at this list on the left, this is the advanced news feed. What ideally we'd like to see is a stock come on this list and this list together. Once we see them hitting its highs, but also a press release paired with it, we then will look to this side to see if there's volume paired. If we have the press release, we have making new highs, and we have volume on this side, we can then develop a trade plan that's going to suit us on trading that stock. So this is how I set up my Benzinga Pro workspace, and it's really simple. It's not crazy. It's not advanced. It's not really, a lot of people are having a hard time with this, and I just wanted to kind of briefly touch base on what I do. And you can see that it's helpful because if you see a stock that's going off multiple times, like this one here, BREE, green, you see it had a price spike and it was moving. This is all the last session before close. You can see that price spike and that it's it making its highs of 1328, 1330 is this candle that we're seeing here. So 1940, 1944. So we can see that this is the candle that we were looking at right here. This is the candle that alerted us these signals. But the point I want to make is, again, when you scroll over this, you can see that the volume over here, when you scroll over that bar, you're looking at 5,000 shares, 6,000 shares that made these signals pop. So yes, this is useful. Yes, this is useful, but they have to be paired together. They can't just, you just can't trade off of one or the other. It has to be a recipe. So my recipe for success is press release paired with highs, paired with volume, and price action. If we can see that, then that's how I'll trade, and that's where I find my trades for the day. So again, guys, this is just a brief description of how I have my workspace set up in Benzinga Pro. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.